A man shot and killed last night in Orlando was tied to a gang-related shooting in Osceola County almost a year ago.
It's a very somber environment here right now with people huddling together, some even hugging each other, and they've been here for hours. I saw one person also break down in tears after receiving information from an officer.
I ain't shocked, but I ain't expected it was going to happen this fast.
Jakia Burton still can't believe her son, Demetrius Cox Jr., will never come home. She told News 6 that he was the man found shot in Paramore early Monday morning, hours after he turned 21 years old.
Hey gang, what's good? We got some bittersweet news today, man. When one person seems to be getting his life back, another loses there. The streets is dirty. It's sad that this Florida beef between AFNF's Glock 9 and 438's Hotboii just continues taking lives. Now, Glock 9's Day 1 and AFNF affiliate Metemo was murked moments after being released from prison. And they should be plotting celebrations because Glock 9 was just a few days away from being on the outside. He got to come home to a funeral instead. We're going to break down the hit that placed a target on his head and led to the retaliation that took his life. Demetrius Jr. Cox, a Florida native with a promising future, good grades, high school graduate, football scholarship, Christian upbringing. Demetrius had all of the ingredients going for him to lead a life of positivity that could even be used to inspire other youths in the community. But like so many fallen victims to the influence of the streets, Demetrius would have been in the way with good intentions to join the rising criminal element plaguing Florida streets. Demetrius would become another of Hotboii's 438 ops and align himself beside alleged head honcho, Glock 9, and his all-family, no friends, AFNF The Army. From then forward, he would adopt his gang moniker, AFNF Metemo, and the two would become closer as time proceeded. And he would soon put in work for his comrade and boss, Glock 9, eventually trailing the path of taking out one of his ops that brought retaliation down upon his life. But how did an intelligent young black man, talented enough to get a football scholarship, end up so deep down the rabbit hole? His criminal life started as small deeds. At a young age, he would appear under the law's radar for a misdemeanor charge. Still in his infant stages of the street life, he began racking up traffic violations from 2015 onwards. But as the beef intensified between Hotboii and Glock 9, Metemo began treading down a darker path. While Metemo was sinking deeper into the street mentality, and now, finding himself in the hands of the law, the beef was intensifying, and the body count on both sides was steadily rising. From the passing of 14-year-old Daquarius Fudge, targeted by Lonzo Hall, who was the shooter hanging out the Nissan Altima, to the unfortunate loss of the innocent lives of 3-year-old Daquan James Felix Jr. and 14-year-old Dennis Joshua Atkinson.
3-year-old Daquan Felix was the second child to die from gun violence in Orange County in just 24 hours. Another family in Pine Hills also mourning the loss of their 14-year-old son. And tonight, Sheriff John Mina says it's the result of gang feuds in the county that began with a drive-by back in July.
Metemo was becoming more embroiled in the beef, so much so that his lifestyle took the leap to the next step, taking a life. This was the point of no return, the one that placed Metemo as a problem for the ops and a target for 438 to exact revenge for what he did next. On April 14, 2020, Metemo carried out a hit in honor of his gang, AFNF. The unlucky target was 438's affiliate, Wolf Luther King Luma. The incident took place at a house party in Davenport where an altercation occurred and Metemo deleted his op. Details involving the hit show that Metemo was ready for blood whenever it came to him. Eyewitnesses recall seeing Metemo in the party dancing with the strap. This info found its way throughout the party, which prompted Metemo and a homie of his to return to their vehicle parked outside. Witnesses describe it as a black SUV. The events that occurred next escalated the situation and showed that you can't let your guard down at any time when in the streets. Witnesses' account states that Wolf was lurking in the party with a black Glock visibly noticeable. Wolf and another 438 associate would be seen leaving the party not too long after, as if given time for Metemo to get comfortable and be caught lacking. The pair of rivals would then end up in a verbal altercation outside the party, which sparked into gunfire after tempers flared beyond restraint. The cops would be alerted, but by the time they arrived, there was nothing but a pool of blood and countless shell casings lying about. Deputies would later be contacted by the Orange County Sheriff's Office in reference to a shooting victim dropped off at Dr. Phillips Hospital. The victim was confirmed to be 20-year-old 438 member Wolf Luther King Luma. In the altercation that turned into a shootout between Wolf and his associate and Metemo and his, Wolf would suffer bullet wounds. His homie tried to save his life, rushing him to the hospital, but unfortunately, Metemo won that battle and lived on. While Hotboii mourned the loss of his homie,
I
Metemo was back doing his thing, but Metemo's celebration was short-lived. While his street credit was boosted for upping the score on his ops, investigators was hot on his trail. With eyewitnesses' accounts and the recovered bullet casings that matches the type of gun he allegedly carried at the party, officers made their arrest. He was detained and held at the Osceola County Jail without bond on a charge for the premeditated hit. Metemo had finally reached the pinnacle of his downhill detour. Bright future turned into a dark past. But the streets never forget, and sooner than later, it comes to collect for the life you stole. On one end, things seem to begin to align for Metemo. He would finally be looking at the light of day when he was given $200,000 bail due to eyewitness accounts that painted Wolf as the one looking for trouble, and Metemo was defending himself from shots being fired. Even better, his gang head, Glock 9, was also behind bars and looking to become a free man all the same. On March 7, 2021, on his 21st birthday, Metemo was back out on the streets after his mother posted his bond. What some could say as ignorance, Metemo allowed himself to be caught lacking, being too caught up in birthday celebrations and being a free man to remember that revenge never sleeps. I say that was his downfall, but his downfall was following the path of a gangster in the first place. Just hours after his release from Osceola County, Metemo was murked in retaliation for the hit on Wolf. Orlando police officers would respond to shots being fired around the area of Amelia Street near Orange Blossom Trail, but Metemo's body was found shot up about half a mile away near Westmoreland Drive and Bentley Street in a black Corvette filled with bullet holes. Time to celebrate life turned into tears and bloodshed as Metemo would be pronounced deceased at the scene. His mother knew this day would come due to his lifestyle, but she was unprepared for how soon it actually knocked at her door. And who could blame her? No matter the day or time, no mother would be able to bear her son's life being taken from her.
A family overcome by grief.
I ain't shocked, but I ain't expected it was gonna happen this fast.
Jakia Burton still can't believe her son, Demetrius Cox Jr., will never come home. She told News 6 that he was the man found shot and killed in Paramore early Monday morning, hours after he turned 21 years old.
While friends and family poured their hearts out for the loss of someone they held dear,
it's a very somber environment here right now with people huddling together, some even hugging each other, and they've been here for hours. I saw one person also break down in tears.
Ops also took the opportunity to poke fun in typical Savage fashion. Crazy that Glock 9 will be released just days after. That was his boy. It would be great if someone squashes the beef and takes the high road. But the thing is, so many lives gone already, it's a tough battle to end all of that hate and move forward. Both AFNF and 438 have talent in their ranks, especially the face of each, Glock 9 and Hotboii. At this time, officers have a vehicle that may have been involved in Metemo's shooting incident. A 2019 gray Dodge Charger bearing Florida license plate number HKNG58 was seen peeling out from the scene. If you're in the Florida area, just be careful because this could mean the gang situation is going to be intensified. Officials have been calling in the big guns to try to deal with the rising crime wave due to the beef between the two gangs, so no telling how things gonna go.
Were shot on September 21st in what detectives believe is linked to rival gangs 438 and the Army gang.
They don't think twice about who they kill.
Stay away from the streets, y'all, and stay safe. Rest in peace, Metemo, and all that's been lost to the senseless loss of life.